Camp's right around the corner, and some future Razorbacks there.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good? Derrick Graham. In.
Derrick Graham is
Derrick
in.
Graham
Awesome.
in.
Yep. First one.
I'll get him on the phone. Here, you want to email that to her? Here, can I forward it to her? Yeah. Or here, you can do it.
Hey, it looks kind of like the war room down there as we welcome you back to our coverage of National Signing Day on the Razorback Sports Network and SEC Network Plus. You see some of the updated signees there. There obviously is activity this morning. Now, Coach Bielema will go over the entire class at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And we are pleased to welcome to our set as we come back Razorback Defensive Coordinator Robb Smith. And Coach, first, welcome. This is an exciting day. It's the culmination of a lot of work for a lot of people.
Oh, there's no question. This has been it's been a long day already. You know, some of the guys coming in from Florida with their NLIs at 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 Eastern. So we've been up and at it for a while, but it's all worthwhile. You know, we'll get to kind of ride things out here the rest of the day, and then get an opportunity. We get to start the whole process all over again before you know it. But that's what it's all about. It's a lot of fun, and but it's a great day. Great to have a lot of new Razorbacks on board today officially.
Now, we just saw the feature on Hjalte Froholdt, and I was struck, number one, by what a great athlete he is, but this he's a kid. He's been all over the place.
Yeah, you know what? He's got a definite maturity about him. I think, just kind of being a world traveler, he knows several languages. You know, he's from Denmark. He's had an opportunity to come over and play in a couple different states here, most recently in the state of Florida at IMG Academy. And as much of an athlete as he is, but he's really he's well-traveled, he's mature, and those are things we got to use as an advantage for us. Is he's already in the program. We got to get him indoctrinated, learn the system, but very excited about the progress he's made already and what's ahead in the future.
Quinn, I would think as a player, let's say you're an upperclassman and a young man like Hjalte comes in and he has that maturity level Coach talked about there. That makes that transition easier.
Yeah, that helps, and that helps him really assimilate into the program really quickly. I think that really helps players really want to bring him into the mix, into the fold, help him get better, help him understand the schemes and principles. And, just being a good person, I think people want to help you a little bit more. So you got to give him a lot of credit, and I'm sure he's going to grow with this team extremely fast.
All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights here, Coach. I want to get your comments. 6'5", 280, and he's a pretty good athlete.
Without a question. One of the things that we're always trying to do is upgrade from a size and an athletic standpoint in our front four, and he certainly fits the bill in both of those areas. He's a guy that really will help us dictate daylight in the run game. We think that he's got great potential to develop as a pass rusher, especially on the inside, whether it's on a center or a guard. But, as he continues to learn the game of football, I think the sky's the limit for what this guy's going to be able to do for us. And, just that physical presence and the passion and the athleticism which he plays the game is really going to help us in our front four.
You make a very good point there, in that as a football player, you're just kind of touching the tip of the iceberg with this young man.
Without a doubt. Those are the exciting guys to work with. You see a lot of the raw talents. It flashes on film, and now we're going to be able to get him in an environment where it's really, a 12-month out of the year process, and those are where I think he's really going to make a lot of gains for us as a football player in terms of how we play the game here at Arkansas.
Well, one of the players the Razorbacks are really excited about signing today is Derrick Graham. He's a linebacker, and Quinn had a chance to visit with him earlier today.
Joining us now is Razorback signee linebacker Derrick Graham from Hardy Senior High School in Wauchula, Florida. Derrick, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, man?
We're doing good. Feeling great.
Good. You're looking good in that hog shirt. So it's official, man. You're a Razorback. Talk about how that feels.
It feels great to be with a great group of guys, and it's just wonderful. It feels good.
Now, I know one of the things that you did as soon as you decided you were going to go to Arkansas, you immediately started recruiting other guys to join on with you. And so talk about that process and why you decided to do that.
I just decided to tell the truth about Arkansas. They have a great fan base and great group of guys that's already there, great coaches. It wasn't recruiting to me. It was just telling everybody, letting everybody know that Arkansas was a place to be.
Absolutely. So now you're from Wauchula, Florida, and we know that the state of Florida has a lot of great recruits and a lot of great colleges. So talk about your recruiting process and what helped you decide to leave the state of Florida.
I mean, it was a long process. It was a lot of hard nights of just thinking and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, if anybody went on a visit to Arkansas, it would be like, it was amazing. So I mean, me leaving Florida is like me being home still in Arkansas. It's wonderful down there.
Right.
And I feel at home.
Well, that's great. So I'm sure you saw the great year that Martrell Spate and Brooks Ellis had at the linebacker spot. Talk a little bit about your game and how you think it's going to translate to Coach Robb Smith's defense.
Well, actually, Coach Robb Smith said he had a game plan for me, and he showed me what like he dissected stuff. Showed me how it's going to work, and I put my trust in him, and that's how it's going to be right now.
Well, that's great. You're a good one to have a game plan for, and thanks again for joining us, and welcome to the Razorback family.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Derrick.
All right, there you have it. We certainly welcome him into the Razorback family. Now, this is a live show. One of the great things about a live show is we can break news. I don't know that we have any of that breaking news music, but we will tell you that Dominique Reed is now officially a Razorback, wide receiver out of Camden Fairview. We're going to talk some more about that as we move through the remainder of the program, but obviously that's big news. That's something that's just happened. And, you know, Coach, I think about signing day, there are so many things over the years that have happened right down at the end. This is almost drama-free today, but it is nice to have another one in the fold.
Without a doubt. You know, I think any time that we can develop the pool there and add talent to the receiving corps and add talent to our football team, that's you know, but it hasn't been that stressful today,
Yeah.
which is the way we like it. But you know, the more Razorbacks we can add in the fold, the better off we'll certainly be.
Hey, let's just go ahead and look at some highlights here of Dominique Reed as he has just made it official. Well, that's an exciting football player. I know a lot of people glad he's going to become a Razorback.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't have to cover him.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's a
practice.
defensive coordinator's nightmare. Quinn, what do you think when you watch that?
He's a guy that can really make plays. He has great hand-eye coordination and really catches the ball with his hands. You don't see a lot of double catches, which is really great from a receiving standpoint. And the guy's Twitter handle is Speed Kills. So when you got a guy like that that can get behind the secondary and cause problems, he's a guy that you got to really have a defensive plan for, and he can really open up some running lanes to allow us to really get that ground game going.
Coach, on the defensive side, when you've got a player like that, Quinn said something, you've got to plan your defense sometimes around great players.
Without a doubt. I mean, a guy like that can take the top off your defense and really stretch you, you know, like Quinn alluded to. Now you got to figure out a way to fit some gaps in the run game. So anytime you get vertical stretch, you know, especially on the perimeter, it kind of thins things out in the box, and, you know, that can make it a nightmare, you know, especially when that guy's going up making catches the way he was there on that film. So good thing for the Razorbacks.
And again, breaking, Dominique Reed has signed his letter of intent, so he is signed, sealed, and delivered, as they say. I want to go back to Derrick Graham. We saw Quinn's conversation with him a moment ago, young man out of Wauchula, Florida, and he's excited about coming to Arkansas.
You know, it was great to kind of see this couple of the clips there with him on the you know, in the Skype interview. That you see that big smile. He's a guy that's worked really hard at Hardy County, and here he is. You get a chance to see him play in space a little bit. You know, a physical guy that's explosive. You know, we look at him as a Sam linebacker, an outside linebacker. It's going to set an edge for us in the run game. The other thing I think that he's going to bring to us that we're really looking for is a guy that can give us pass rush from the outside linebacker position. He's got a great frame. He's 6'4" right now. We think he's got excellent growth potential to be a 250, 260-pound, you know, player for us. All the things that you're looking for. We need to set an edge and dictate daylight and create pass rush, you know, at the outside linebacker.
Quinn talked with him about leaving his home state to come to Arkansas, and Coach Bielema's ties in Florida just continue to pay dividends.
You know, without question. I think Coach B does a great job of developing relationships in the state of Florida with high school football coaches and being able to go back to the relationships that he's already developed down there. You know, Buddy Martin's done a phenomenal job with Derrick. You know, he's the head coach at Hardy County. And, you know, I think the relationship that we built from last spring to now is, you know, it's been, guys have been coming in on Derrick, but he's been able to stick with us through the process. And, you know, it's a good get, and we're glad to have him as part of our program.
Well, another of the letters of intent that rolled off the fax machine this morning was that of Ryan Pulley. He is a cornerback out of Fort Myers, Florida. Let's go back to Skype and check in with Quinn and Ryan.
CJ said he's fast too.
Okay.
Okay.
We
We're good on Pulley.
All right. Thank you.
Joining us now is Razorback signee Ryan Pulley from Island Coast High School in Cape Coral, Florida. Welcome to the show, Ryan.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Well, absolutely. So now it's official. And so how does it feel to be a Razorback?
No, it feel real good. I've been on the visit. I really like the place and the coaches around.
Well, it's always great to see talent from Fort Myers and the Miami area become Razorbacks. That usually means the roster is improving. Talk about the recruiting process and what went into your decision to leave the state of Florida and become a Razorback.
Well, I always wanted to leave the Florida. I didn't want to be down here for too long. So, and the recruiting process went well. You know, they came to my house, talked to my family, talked to everybody around. Then I went on the visit, and it was pretty good.
All right, so at 6'1", 197, you're not a little guy. And for people who haven't seen you play, talk about the strengths of your game and how you can use your size as an advantage.
Oh, I got strengths all over the field. I don't got no weaknesses at all. So I could do anything the coaches tell me to do.
Yep. So when you talk about coming up to a college campus, what do you plan to work on between now and the time that you get on campus?
You know, I got to get used to the campus, get used to the people around me. You know, it's going to be different. So, yeah, just get used to everything.
Well, I can tell you, Ryan, we are definitely happy to officially have you as a Razorback. And I wanted to thank you for joining us. And welcome to the Razorback family.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Well, there you have it. Ryan Pulley, among those who faxed in that letter of intent today. Quinn mentioned the size, 6'1", 197. That's a good defensive back's frame there.
Without a doubt. You know, in the SEC, the players that we face on the perimeter or even in the slot, you need great size at the corner position. Here you see a physical guy in press coverage, great change of direction. You know, those are all the things that we're looking for that can line up and play a corner in the slot or play out on the perimeter or on the edge. The thing that really excites you about this guy too is, I mean, when the ball's in the air, he's got such a great wingspan. He goes up and makes great plays on the ball. He was a very productive receiver for him as well. But the physicalness, the tenacity he plays with, I think he's really going to help us, especially in press coverage at the line of scrimmage. You know, Wayne Blair was his high school coach at Island Coast, did a phenomenal job with them. Very well schooled in a similar system to ours. We're hoping it can be a quick transition, you know, for us as a Razorback.
Quinn, what do you think as you watch this guy?
You know, great athlete, big cornerback that allows you to do a lot of different things in your coverage. You can see he has great instincts, a lot of reading, reacting, breaking on the football, and you can tell he's not afraid of contact. Definitely in the SEC, you got to be a cornerback that can really come up and set that edge and be able to take care of the business, and I think he's a guy that can absolutely do that.
Coach, I heard you use the term press coverage 2 or 3 times as you talked about him. That's a really important factor for you, isn't it?
Without question. You know, we talk a lot about ball disruption, and one of the best ways we can do that is to reroute receivers. And you know, I thought we made great strides last year, and as we kind of continue to get players in our program that are familiar with that concept, the better we'll be at it. And I think Ryan can certainly be a great addition from that standpoint.
And I want to ask you, too, as we wrap up your time with us today, this coaching staff, you know, many of you recommitted in a sense in the offseason,
yes.
Had the university recommit to you in a sense, and I would think out on the recruiting trail there was renewed enthusiasm.
There is no question there's a lot of momentum behind the Arkansas Razorbacks right now. I think, you know, kind of how we finished the season, what we were able to accomplish in the bowl game, you know, whether it's in the state of Arkansas, it's in Texas, it's in Florida and Louisiana, places that I had an opportunity, was fortunate enough to be in this recruiting season. Everybody knows what the Razorbacks is. Everybody knows the direction things are heading, and you know, we're excited about that. And you know, with that opportunity comes great responsibility. We've got to carry on through and have a great spring. But there's a lot of momentum right now, and we've got to take advantage of that.
Coach, terrific job. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, guys. Enjoyed it.
It is a fun day. National Signing Day is always a good time. We've got a lot more to do. Joel Thomas is coming up. More highlights. You're going to hear from more of the Razorback signees as our coverage of National Signing Day continues on the Razorback Sports Network and SEC Network Plus.